Hello there. What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars Black Series Walgreens exclusive General Veers action figure. I am going to be taking a look at a couple of Black Series figures here on out, so this is kind of a newer thing for me. I've been doing a lot of other Black Series products lately. Speaking of those, if you would like to win a Black Series Force FX lightsaber, in the form of an Amazon gift card, all you have to do is become a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. And that's as simple as that. Go ahead and make sure you enter to win that. That's going to be running for a while, so there's still plenty of time to enter to win. Let's go ahead and take a look at this figure. We've got General Veers down there. Now, in the box, he is in his normal officer's uniform, but he has his ground assault accessories with him. We'll go ahead and spin him around here. This is going to not have a number on the side because it's a Walgreens exclusive. It's not part of the normal line. If you want to read the back here, you can go ahead and read that now. But yeah, let's go ahead and open him up. So here he is out of the box, and overall I think he looks great. A lot of really great detail on the uniform, especially something that could just be quite simply, you know, monotone. And it is, you know, very much the same color throughout, all of that kind of grayish green, but there's just like the detailing in, you know, the folds of the cloth are really nice. And this is all plastic. It's not cloth goods. And while that has some disadvantages, it also has the advantage of, I think, looking really nice and fitting with the rest of the character. Boots have a lot of really nice gloss to them, good folds in the boots. We've got the, you know, the wide, you know, the wide hips there on the pants. We've got our silvery belt here with buckle going all around. We have, you know, some of the folds in the, you know, these lines here in the uniform itself, as well as some lines going through the sleeves. We have our glove detailing for both gloves, and our uniform, our rank insignia, and his code cylinder, as well as the face looks really, really nice. Very, very good likeness. They have come a long way since they started making this line to where they are now, and they have new, you know, capture technology to actually take like a, you know, picture of somebody and scan their face and put it directly onto the figure. It doesn't have to be done by hand anymore. His hat looks right. Now, he only wore this hat for a little while in Empire. And it was, you know, it was on the bridge of the Executor. Wasn't for very long, and then, you know, he changed his outfits. And that's the other thing, he comes with great accessories. For one thing I love is that this hat comes off, and then so we can get a look at him. You don't ever see him like this, and so it's pretty interesting that you can get a character that you never actually got to see, you know, in this particular likeness. You never got to see him in this particular, you know, this look. But if, for those of you who didn't know, the actor who plays him was also in Game of Thrones. I believe he was Maester Aemon. So, you know, if he looks a little familiar to you in this look, it's because he was one of the Maesters at the Wall in Game of Thrones. But I have a whole video on characters who were also in Game of Thrones. But yes, he also comes with some great accessories. But let's go ahead and look at his articulation first. So we'll take the hat off here just so it make it a little easier. We'll start with the head. The head does look up a little bit. And it goes down only a little bit, so not a whole lot of up and down for the head. He does go side to side. He goes all the way around. No problem there. Shoulders have a ball joint and also an exterior, you know, a swing, so they can move up and down all around. We have same thing. A little bit of limitation here where the top of the shoulder does start to hit that material up there, so I could see potentially there might rub a little bit, but it's not really that bad. Single jointed elbows, but they're slightly better than some of the Black Series elbow joints because they go in pretty far. That's a pretty good amount of bend. I've seen a lot of the Black Series figures only bend like this much, and or maybe a little bit more than that. So it's nice to see them actually do a full 90 degrees. So that much is nice. So he can go all the way out and in. All right, and that gives them a good amount of flexibility, and also you can bend at the elbow joint as well, or swivel. The wrists will also swivel, so we've got that, and they'll go all the way around. We have our waist. We have a joint at the waist, so we can move, and a little bit of up and a little bit of down, but not very much give there. Let me pull the arms back. We can go down just a little bit, and then up just a little bit. at the waist. Not much at the waist. Now our legs, our hips are going to be able to, we can kick forward. We've got a, typical joints here and the, in the pelvic area. We can kick pretty far forward. The skirt here is a little bit restrictive, but honestly not that much. It actually looks pretty good. And we can go out about that far. Not all the way, but we're not really going to be doing splits with this guy too much, I don't think. And then going backwards, we can go actually really far backwards if we needed to. If we needed to have Vader use the Force and break his legs, that would totally work. Now we do have double jointed knees, which is nice. And we can't get all the way back with them, though, just because I think part of the material here is blocking it. Part of the boot here is blocking it just a little bit. But we can get pretty far back with the knees, just not, almost as far back as a single jointed knee would have gotten you. So it's like some characters have a little bit more bend on the knees, but that's not bad. And then we do have ankle pivot on these guys, which is always really nice. Gives you a lot more flexibility and stability when you want to stand them up. Let's take a look at those accessories that he's going to come with. So the first piece I want to talk about is his vest. You probably recognize this vest a little bit more from The Empire Strikes Back. He wore this most of the time, and it looks great. It's got the same rank insignia. There's no really missteps with the paint on this. It's very clean. Looks really good, and overall, I mean, it's just really good job on this one. And I like the application of it, in that not just the paint applications, but in that it's really easy to put onto him. We'll take a look at him with this configuration here in a moment. But and I love accessories like this, because you can, you have some flexibility. You don't just have to only ever use this with him. You can put this on other people too. He's got also the belt holster here as well. This does come out. There's a little hole right there for this to go in, and you can keep your weapon in there. He comes with a pistol, and he is a pretty standard blaster pistol. This should fit in here, so we'll go ahead and try to do that whole, yep, and we can holster that in right there like so, and there we go. Of course, if a general has to use his pistol, then something has probably gone wrong. Additionally, he's also going to come with this alternate helmet. We've got a nice little gloss on the visor there, on the glasses or the goggles. So that's kind of nice that it's not a matte black, that they took the time to paint that appropriately. We've got a little metallic going around, and yeah, no real mistakes on this, so it looks really good. This little piece right here isn't painted, however, so I guess maybe that is technically a mistake, because that should probably be silver as well. Forgivable though. Still, it's really good accessories. This doesn't seem like this comes out though, this little chin strap, which is going to be tricky to get this on. So let's go ahead and try and put him in this new alternate outfit. You may start your landing. The shield will be down in moments. Excellent. So it goes on pretty good, but I do want to talk about putting them on him just a little bit, because I've noticed a couple of things that might be slightly difficult. First off, with this helmet, you may be tempted to put the chin strap on first and then pull it back. I feel like that's going to break it. It's kind of tight to try to do, like to try to get over his head that way. So what I suggest is putting it on this way, letting it kind of go over his face that way, and then pushing the chin strap under his chin after that way. Now you do run the risk of it scraping out the paint on his nose over doing that, but I think that's, as long as you're careful when you do it, that's preferable to snapping out, to breaking the chin strap, because it is a little bit tight to try to do the other way. The other thing that is worth pointing out is that this belt that comes around the side was a little tricky to get in. There's a little button and hole right here, and to try to secure it in there. Now you don't really have to lock it in. Like if you just don't lock it in, it's still gonna be there just like that, and you're gonna see like, well, it's just not, not completely fastened. But it's up to you whether or not you want to lock that in. But you kind of have to push it kind of hard and just get it in there, and that might, if you're trying to be really delicate with your figures, then that could potentially maybe bend something. But other than that, looks pretty good. Then you also have a spare hat that you can go ahead and mess with some other figures. So ultimately, I do like the figure. I think it's a very nice looking figure, and it's cool to have more Imperial officers. Very, very cool. This is actually my first of the standard looking Imperial officer. The other ones I have were not so standard. And here he is next to Grand Admiral Thrawn and Director Krennic. Overall, as far as quality goes, I rank him miles beyond Krennic, but still not quite up there with Thrawn. I think a lot of that has to do with his face. His face is really, really good. And I think Krennic was made before they really made the improvements with facial technology. And but on the other hand, Thrawn is amazing. And since he's an alien, you kind of get away with a lot more flexibility on the face. But here they hit it dead on. So he actually might be a better figure, but I am definitely biased towards Thrawn because Thrawn is pretty much the greatest ever. Now, comparing the different uniforms, I'd say he actually has a lot more in common with Thrawn's uniform, at least especially where the folds are at the bottom, where Krennic's seems like it's slightly different. The buttons on another side of his belt. The pants are kind of similar, but I think his pants are more similar to Krennic's because they have that wide fold, whereas Thrawn doesn't. But his actual top is more similar to Thrawn's, and his hand poses seem a little bit similar to the both of them. But definitely the face really takes it away, and the accessories really, really take it away. The only one that does better on accessories really is Thrawn, because this is the SDCC Thrawn, who has a mountain of accessories. Maybe I'll review those one of these days if you're interested in that as well. I could probably dedicate a whole video just to Thrawn as well. But yeah, I really, really like this guy. And before I end the video, I want to remind you all to go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment. Enter to win that Force FX lightsaber. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank my patrons. And let's close it out with swapping some accessories and see how that works. All right, so there we go. I actually really wanted to get this look for Thrawn because he wore this in Star Wars Rebels, but he wore a white version of it. But it's nice to see it on him, although the chin strap does not even come close to being able to go over Thrawn's face. So while the vest fits him pretty good, if you want to use that chin strap on Thrawn, you're going to probably have to cut it and homebrew your own solution for it. Now his hat does fit on Thrawn, but I decided to try and put it on Krennic. It doesn't really go on there very good because Krennic's got really big hair, so you kind of have to lean it forward and balance it on there. But I decided I would leave him with Krennic's cloak right in the center. Kind of looks very Game of Thronesy, almost like he's saying, "Winter is coming." All right, guys, that's all I've got for you today. If you want to pick him up, he is a Walgreens exclusive, so you'll have to find him at a Walgreens or maybe get him online through eBay or something like that. All right, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you like this review and if you want to see more reviews like this, be sure to let me know in the comments as well. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and have a great day.